Marsh King's Daughter is directed by Neil Berger and stars Daisy Ridley and Ben Mendelsohn. A woman seeks revenge against the man who kidnapped her and her mother. That's basically as simple as the IMDb page gives me, and that's basically the entire film. Now, I will say that this is the kind of movie that I don't see that much of, like serious dramas that take their sweet time, quiet films. We learn about the character and we discover things with her throughout the course of the movie. I would say that this movie was fine, but I'm not going to watch this movie ever again. Maybe as background noise, but this is just a movie that exists for me. The performances are pretty good. Daisy Ridley and Ben Mendelsohn give very compelling performances here, and overall I did find the characterizations for these people really interesting and engaging for the most part, at least in the first act of the film. Later on, the characterizations got way too predictable for my liking. I knew where things were going to go a little bit, and I didn't feel like I was engaged that much with the story due to the slow pace, which I did appreciate, but because there wasn't that much meat in the movie, just felt like the pacing was way too slow for its own good. I do, however, like the filmmaking of this movie. The cinematography is really beautiful. I love the way this was shot, with all the wide angles, with how the forest and the town is filmed. I found it claustrophobic in many ways in certain areas, especially in the first act, which is where I think the film peaked. That's when the story was interesting. Seeing Daisy Ridley's character and her father grow together, and how we suddenly are just put into a different scenario now. But I felt like we could have learned a little bit more on Daisy Ridley's character turn during the parts in the first act of the film to the start of the second act when we see her as an adult. And I just feel like the movie should have explored more the characterization and have us understand her turn and her struggles a little bit more, because we learn a lot about her struggles as a mother. But after Ben Mendelsohn's character comes back into the story, it feels like the movie just keeps turning its wheels of Daisy really just being scared of what this person is going to do to her and her family. And just overall, that whole aspect of the film after the first act, I just found way too predictable. Again, just way too familiar story-wise. It just did not really register to me at all. I just found it to be fine. Like, nothing here is like done poorly, but I'm not going to like hold my breath if this film like gets cut from a streaming service or anything. I honestly couldn't care less. This film may have an audience somehow, but honestly I don't see too many people talking about it, and I could understand why. This is just a very forgettable story with fine enough performances from good actors, but I'm really not going to remember it the next day. And so for that reason, I'm going to give The Marsh King's Daughter a C-. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.